Okay, everyone, it is time for our book club. Today we are going to start The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel. So we have the 4 agreements that we're going to start. We're going to take this obviously in a few steps, which is probably going to look like 7 steps. Or maybe just 4 for the 4 agreements. 1, 2, 3, 4. Anyhow, if you have this book at home, you can open it up, follow along with me. If you don't have it at home, I'm just going to read it so you can just tune in. You can just listen to my voice. Hopefully that you like it. Let's check it out. I have talked about this on my holistic health practitioner program. I've also spoke about it on my self-empowerment program, as well as on the podcast, Quantum Alignment Podcast, which is the one that I do that interviews healers from Humboldt County, Northern California. So let's get started. Let's get right into it. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I hope you're excited. Thanks for joining me for another book club. Let's see, number 1. Now, these are going to be a little bit longer than the other one, The Secret or The Magic. And oh my gosh, so many people have loved The Magic. So thank you if you're following along with this one. I've had so many great emails and Facebook notifications and DMs and like everything from with the Instagram account, like all across the board, all across all my platforms. I've had so many people contacting me, telling me how great that they, just how much goodness came from The Magic. So hopefully we're going to get similar things coming from the 4 agreements. So, number 1, what are you seeing and hearing right now is nothing but a dream. You are dreaming right now in this moment. You are dreaming with the brain awake. Dreaming is the main function of the mind, and the mind dreams 24 hours a day. It dreams when the brain is awake, and it dreams when the brain is asleep. The difference is that when the brain is awake, there is a material frame that makes us perceive things in a linear way. When we go to sleep, we do not have that frame, and the dream has a tendency to change constantly. Oh my gosh. I had some really weird dreams last night. I don't know about you guys. I had some really weird dreams. And I heard that is your subconscious playing out. So let's just hope that it played out the way in my reality as it did in my dream, because my dream was pretty good. Humans are dreaming all of the time. Before we are born, the humans... I'm sorry, I add things into these. If you haven't seen any of my other series, I add stuff. Before we were born, the humans before us created a big outside dream that we will call society's dream or the dream of the planet. The dream of the planet is to collect dreams of billions of smaller personal dreams, which together a dream of the family, a dream of community, a dream of a city, a dream of a country, and finally a dream of the humanity. The dream of the planet includes the societal rules, its beliefs, its laws, its religions, its different cultures and ways to be in the governments, the schools, the social events, and holidays. Okay, so if you want to blame anything on anyone, which don't do that. But this means collectively we have kind of dreamt up where we're at. And that probably explains why I live in Northern California in Humboldt County, because I vibrate with the same frequency as everyone here. Is like super free and like, just open, honest, loving, kind, good, individual people. And that's kind of where I live in my mind. And so, that makes a lot of sense. Okay. We are born with the capacity to learn how to dream, and the humans who live before us teach us how to dream. The outside dream has so many rules that when the new human is born, we hook the child's attention and introduce those rules into their mind. The outside dream uses mom and dad, the schools, religion, how to teach us. Okay. Attention is the ability to have discrimination and to focus only on which parts we want to perceive. So good. We can perceive millions of things simultaneously, but using our attention, we can hold whatever we want to perceive in the foreground of our mind. The adults around us hook our attention by putting information in our minds through repetition. This is the way we learn everything we know. By using attention, we learn a whole reality, a whole dream. We learn how to behave in society, what to believe, what not to believe, what is acceptable, what's not acceptable, what's good, what's bad, what's beautiful, what's ugly, what's right, what's wrong. It's all there already. All the knowledge, all the rules, all the conceptions of the way that we should behave. When you were in school, you sat in a little chair and put your attention on the teacher who was teaching you. When you went to church, you put your attention on the priest or the minister that was telling you. And same dynamics with your mother and your father, your brothers and your sisters. They were all trying to hook your attention. We also learn to hook attention to other humans. We develop a need for attention, which can be very competitive. Children compete for the attention of their parents, their teachers, and their friends. Look at me. Look at what I'm doing. Hey, I'm over here. Totally understand that. The need for attention becomes very strong and continues into adulthood. The outside dream hooks our attention and teaches us what to believe, beginning with the language that we speak. I definitely remember as a child, I was like, look at me, look at me. I was like singing, I was dancing, I was like doing all sorts of stuff. I was like trying to get the attention of my family all the time. And yeah, I probably still am trying to get the attention of my family. They're so loving and kind and good to me. It was just fun, I think. I just think I was a naturally happy, just knocked over my kombucha. I think I was naturally a happy child. I mean, if you talk to my mother or father, they said that I just talked all the time. So, that's why I'm still probably doing it. I just think of it as a strength, not a weakness. Okay, these are probably going to be a little bit longer because I'm drinking kombucha and it's not like first thing in the morning every morning. It's kind of like whenever I want to do it. We call this page in the book the word page is an agreement that we understand. Once we understand the code, our attention is hooked and the energy is transferred one person to another. It is not your choice to speak English. You didn't choose your religion or your moral values. They are already here before you were born. We never had the opportunity to choose what we believe or what we don't believe. We never had to choose the choice, even the smallest of these agreements. We didn't even choose our own name. As children, we didn't have the opportunity to choose our beliefs. We agreed with the information that was passed to us from the dream of the planet via other humans. The only way to store information is by agreement. The outside dream may hook our attention, but if we don't agree with it, we don't store that information. As soon as we agree with something, we believe it, and this is called faith. Oh my gosh. To have faith is believing unconditionally. That's why we learn as children. Children believe anything adults say, we agree with them, and our faith is so strong and the belief system controls our whole dream of life. We didn't choose these beliefs. We didn't rebel against them, but we are strong enough to win. The result of surrender is the belief of our agreement. I call this process the domestication of humans, and through the domestication, we learn how to live and how to dream in human domestication. The information from outside dream is conveyed to the inside dream and creates our whole system of belief. Okay, this is cool. So if people told you were a good girl, then you're a good girl. If they said that you're a bad boy, then you're a bad boy. Let's see what's going on with this. So basically, it just talks about, you know what? This isn't even the first agreement. This is just the intro, which is great. Okay, so he's kind of telling you about all this stuff and limitations of your own subconscious and your own abuse to yourself of like not keeping up with the dreams that everyone else had in store for you. And then he says, prelude to a new dream. There are thousands of agreements that you've made with yourself and with other people, with your dream of life, with God, with society, with your parents, with your spouse, with your children. The most important agreements that you make is with yourself. And in these agreements, you tell yourself who you are, what you feel, what you believe, and what you behave, and how you behave. The result is what you call your personality. In these agreements, you say, this is what I am, this is what I believe. I can do things certain things, and sometimes I cannot. And this is my reality, and this is my fantasy, and this is what's possible, and this is what's impossible. One single agreement is not such a problem, but we have many agreements that make us suffer, that make us fail. If you want to live life with joy and fulfillment, you will have to find the courage to break through the agreements of these fear-based and claim your personal power. Boom. That's what we're doing this for. Right there, that sentence holds it all together. The courage to break through agreements that are fear-based to claim your personal power. Yes, I'm ready to continue. Thank you. Let me go. The agreements that come from fear require us to expend a lot of energy. But the agreements that come from love help us to conserve our energy and gain energy even. Each of us are born into a certain amount of personal power that we rebuild every day after we rest. Unfortunately, we spend a lot of our personal power first to create these agreements and then to keep up with them. Our personal power is dissipated by all the agreements we've created, and the result is that we feel powerless. We have just given enough power to survive each day because most of it is used to keep up the agreements that trap us in the dream of this planet. We can change the entire dream of our life when we have no power to change even the smallest agreement. Oh, how can we change? How can we change it when we don't even have the energy? If we see it in our agreements, the rule of our life, and we don't like the dream of our life, we need to change the agreements. When we finally are ready to change those, there are 4 very powerful agreements that will help us break down those agreements and come from fear to deplete our energy. Each time you break an agreement, all the power you use to create it returns to you. Boom, that's what we want. So good. If you adopt these 4 agreements, they will create enough personal power for you to change the entire system of your old agreements. You need a very strong will in order to adopt the 4 agreements. But if you can begin to live life with these agreements, the transformation in your life will be amazing. You will see drama of hell. That's what it says. The drama of hell disappear right before your eyes. Instead of living in a dream of hell, you will be creating a dream, the new dream, which is your personal heaven. Okay, so that's the intro to the book, The 4 Agreements. I thought we were reading the first one, but this is good. This is good. Now we know. So I'll see you on the next video. Pepper Hernandez from drpepperhernandez.com. I'll see you very soon. Bye.